You just said you're looking for 3:35 tomorrow. What's the pace you're looking for? First 400, first 800. You looking to be relaxed for that?
Just to relax, I want to be relaxed at the beginning, and then later on be able to run that last lap. The thing that I want to do is do that last lap quite fast. And if it was going to come down to maybe a 50, 55, 56, that would be good. I want to do that and make sure I feel good doing it. And so, but I want to be relaxed at the beginning and then kind of run fast at the end.
Do you find this is a good preparation for the 5K as well?
Yes, and in fact that's what I'm doing this one for. If it was in the past, I would be like, hey, I just want to go follow the pacemakers. I want to ask like a crazy pace and follow and just have a good time and run a fast time. But then for me, that is not really a factor now, because I feel like my endurance is good, my overall training in terms of preparing for that 5,000 meters is actually going well. So now the only thing is I still need to polish it up. And the race at Prefontaine last week, everybody thought, hey, what's wrong? He's running, position 14. But to me, it was nothing but about positioning. It was just the time and the feeling. And I felt like, okay, well, I ran 3:54 for the mile, and I just felt like, I'm getting better and better in terms of getting the speed. And so this one is another one that I'm trying to do if I can, to run well and, be able to use that for the 5,000 training.
Was lack of running room because of the size of the field any kind of a factor for you last week? Because some guys seem to not find a clear lane because of the fact that there are 19 people in the race.
Yeah, honestly, it was a little bit uncomfortable in there because there was a lot of people, and I remember getting shoved all over the place, getting pushed, and the guys are fast. 1,500 meters, they always start fast, and I was also with them there, and then because everybody's trying to do the same thing, I want to get clear in the front, and so with a lot of people like that, things tend to kind of get push in there, and I suddenly got pushed a lot. I remember running at a certain lap, I don't know which one was, second last, and then just got pushed and like holding Leo Manzano's back like this, just to hold myself not to fall down. And so that was the only problem. But then at the end of it all, it was stacked with a lot of talent, and with such a race, anything can happen. It doesn't produce really the fastest times, but because everybody's kind of waiting and see how it goes from another athlete.
Was your last 5,000 the Miller's Indoor race?
Yes. I haven't done anything.
What's the philosophy behind that? Because obviously there were a couple of races that pretty good 5,000s that you could have gotten into, I suppose.
Yes, I could have gotten into, for example, Dusseldorf or any other races over there, like 3,000 meters.
Or even Oslo this week.
Oh yeah, but then I just wanted to make sure that I want to train well, which I train in April.
Yeah.
I want to get 2 races, and I said, these 2 races, I'm not. And first of all, I didn't want to go outside of the country.
Yeah.
Because when I travel, I don't want to waste that time. There's a lot of time that you waste in traveling, and so wanted to run the mile and the 1,500, and then wait for the 5,000 at the nationals. Plus, if I was to do, let's say 5,000 was here last week at Prefontaine, I feel like 5,000 at Pre, or even here if there was one, and then the next 2, it's going to be 5,000, in Eugene again. That would be way too much, and I wanted to make sure I just got that fresh.
Well, you ran 13:07 indoors, and you also had the world. You won the world title this year, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, do you think that? Looking to the Olympics from that point of view, from running 13:07 and winning that race, did you sort of back off for a while, or did you figure like let's just build directly on that all the way to the trials?
We built it from there. We didn't want to slow down, but we ended up actually when we were in Flagstaff, we built on that, and with the confidence that gave me. I got a lot of confidence out of it because the guys that were in the finals in Istanbul were the guys that are going to be the finals again, in London.
Right.
If I make the team, and so I won with all these great guys in there. So that was good for me. I just felt like, wow, this is what I need, and I was able to train the whole month of April with all that confidence in me. And then ran in Penn Relays. It wasn't that great, but then I was in full training, and then Prefontaine Classic, still in full training, and then now I'm easing off a little bit towards the nationals, and so I feel like I did a good training out of that.
Now, I'm sorry. In terms of running the 5K at the international level,
Right.
Can't help but remember last year that amazing kick with you and Mo Farah at the end of the 5K in Daegu.
Yes.
You're still very quick. You showed us that in the U.S. indoor 3K. You still got the mile speed. Are you still comfortable with making a move at about 150 to go if you hang with the pack in a 5,000 meter race, or are you going to change your race plan?
You know what? We will see now. I still have one more race. The 5,000, no, 5,000s before Olympics, and that is going to be the 2 races in Eugene and then 1 in Paris. So now the only thing is how will I adjust how I feel in Paris. After this race in Paris, then I will know that, you know what, I feel like, you know, if I feel like I'm not going to be strong towards the end, that 150, which I'm always used to, like, you know, waiting and then go from there. So if I feel like, hey, I cannot do this anymore, I cannot do that fast anymore, then I'm going to evaluate and talk to my coach, and then we evaluate how I'm going to run, that I will get that advantage over the others, because, you know, if it means to go 600 to go, 500 to go, it's going to be something that we have to address, especially after that one last race in Paris. And so I'm going to use Paris as the final preparation learning process that I will, you know, use everything that I learned from there for the better outcome at the Olympics.
Mo and Galen seem to be picking it up with about 600 to go these days, right? So I mean,
Right.
running hard from that far out.
And that is actually almost like a common thing to do, and I think the smartest thing to do, because if you wait for the guys who can kick, you know, and you know, you don't want to take any chances. And so with the Olympics, you know, or in the World Championships, for example, people tend to pick even earlier, 800 meters to go.
Yeah.
And so when I'm going in there, I know for sure anything can happen. They can take off 1,200 to go or 800 meters to go, and nobody's going to wait until the last 4.
Yeah.